Do do do. Anthony Alanga. Do do do. Anthony Alanga. Come on, you Reds! Up to third in the table, 1 point behind Chelsea. This is Max Newton giving you a quick pre-review of Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham Hotspurs 0. Getting points for the first time off Spurs since we've been back in the Premier League. Well, I'm going to say it straight away. Anthony Chester McCabe bet a round of drinks that there's no way we're winning this game 1-0 after my old man Robert Newton predicted that we'd win 1-0. And who'd have thought it? Liverpool couldn't blank out Spurs. Man United couldn't blank out Spurs. Spurs just score goals. That's what we are, mate. It is what it is, mate. That's what we are, mate. It is what it is, mate. But what, they had one shot on goal, one decent shot on goal from Brennan Johnson to produce a magnificent save from Matty Sells. Absolutely phenomenal. Yes! There he is, giving us a shout out there as he drives off from the Trent Navigation. And yeah, the game panned out how I thought it would, really. We played the same, our usual home formation, usual home team. We were quite happy to concede possession, but we sprung on the break. And when we sprung on the break, we sprung on the break with pace and with purpose. And at the heart of all of that, for me, was Morgan Gibbs-White. I thought Morgan Gibbs-White was absolutely sensational. I thought it was probably the best game he's had best half since the Fulham game, but actually carried it on into the second half today. There was 2 or 3 times where he was at the centre of us playing the ball out from the edge of our box where we were under a lot of pressure, and he's got this little drag back move going and got it, came out with the ball, a 1-2, and then out to Hudson-Odoi on the left. Thought Hudson-Odoi was magnificent. I think everybody was brilliant. I was concerned that Nico Williams, hasn't been our first choice fullback, with Marino playing quite a lot of games ahead of him, and playing out of position on the left. And I've been a bit critical in the past that teams have played round him and players have got round him a bit. But apart from 1 or 2 times in the first half, and one where Johnson, had that shot in, I thought that twin threat of Johnson and Jed Spence on the right up against him, I thought he dealt with it amazingly. In the second half, even better. I thought Nico Williams was sensational in the second half, as sensational as Morgan Gibbs-White was in the first half. But what a break and what a ball from Morgan Gibbs-White to Alanga to run on and to finish. Sensational football. And if you're not entertained by that, what are you not entertained by? And I was expecting Angeball to be what everybody's telling us what Angeball is. It is what it is, mate. It's the way we play, mate. Throwing everybody forward, bombing on, shots, chances. After the Matt Sells save, and there wasn't a real chance again. We blocked shots. I thought the defence were magnificent. The Milenkovic was superb. Morata, when he came on, you know it's going to end without us conceding a goal. But Spurs had quite a bit of pressure, and they had some tricky moments around the edge of our box, and indeed inside our box and died by the touchline. And we're at the far end from that in the second half, and we're there worrying about what's going to happen, and then all of a sudden you see Murillo just sweep around the back and collect the ball and glide away from all the trouble and play it forwards. So Murillo got the man of the match in the stadium, but could have been Gibbs-White, could have been Anderson, could have been Alanga, could have been Nico Williams, could have been Milenkovic. Aina probably not even in the conversation for man of the match, but he just dealt with everything superbly and nobody could get past him. I'm a bit sort of like flipping in the second half between, do we need a second goal? Because that's what we've been brought up on, and certainly in the last 2 seasons, like, we need a second goal because we're going to concede one. And there was that 10-minute period where we were all over Spurs, absolutely all over them, and we could have scored 3 goals in like a minute of football. Fraser Forster, to be fair, made a really good block off a shot from Morgan Gibbs-White, but we look so dangerous going forwards, but also like I was saying to Anthony and Connor, like, I remember watching the team in League One, and you had no confidence in any player on the pitch apart from Lewis McGugan to be able to take the ball in a relatively tight situation and not just lose it. But the football, the touch, the skill that we're watching every week now by these Nottingham Forest players is off the scale. Balls being taken out of the air on the wing and then carrying on without breaking sweat and without breaking stride. I thought Callum Hudson-Odoi was sensational. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And like I say, Spurs, they huffed and they puffed, and they chucked another shrimp on the barbie, and they had a pint of Tui's, but they couldn't break us down at all. Our defense is so good. We blobbed out a team that even Liverpool conceded 3 goals against. This is where we are. This is what's happening, and we've put a nice gap now between us and teams outside of the Champions League places. Incredible. I thought I want to give a big shout out also to Ryan Yates, who took an early yellow card. There was never a yellow card, and then he's got some discipline, that lad, because people say that that's what his game's about, is fouling, bustling, getting in people's faces. Took an early yellow card after 15 minutes or something like that, and then never in danger of taking another yellow card again. Jed Spence rightly sent off. Brennan Johnson, to be fair, should have had 3 yellow cards. There was one where he hacks down, I can't remember who it was, maybe Nico. A really out of control challenge in the second half. To be fair, it was a bit of a distance away from us. It's difficult to see. And another one, later on. So, and to be fair to the Forest fans, that's the first time I've seen an opposition player be sent off at the City Ground and be applauded off by the Forest fans, after the jeering, obviously. That's the high regard in which Jed Spence and Brennan Johnson are held. Brennan Johnson got a few boos because of that horrible tackle, but everybody still loves Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson made a £10,000 donation to win some football pitches from a local junior football pitch. Got absolutely hacked up, and he just paid it. He's a legend, so big up Brennan. But yeah, there we go. Next game, Everton. Yates's picked up a yellow card. It's a game that's made for Yatesy, so that's a bit gutting. That physicality and that height and that goodness at headers will be missing, but we can beat anybody. We're not scared of anybody. Come on, you Reds.